A reflexive verb is a verb whose direct object is the same as its subject. For example, I wash myself. I is the subject, myself is the direct object. They are the same person. So as you can see, reflexive pronouns such as myself, but also yourself, themselves, and so on, are used with reflexive verbs. Same thing for Italian. A reflexive verb is a reflexive verb regardless of the language one speaks. However, there are more reflexive verbs in Italian than in English. So things that in English are said with regular verbs, in Italian can be told by using a reflexive verb. Let me give you an example. What is the first thing you do in the morning? You wake up, and you do it without using a reflexive verb. There's not, in fact, a reflexive pronoun in the phrase I wake up. In Italian, on the contrary, to express the same thing, you must use a reflexive pronoun. So, to say in Italian I wake up, you have to say io mi sveglio, where mi is a reflexive pronoun. And io and mi refers to the same person. That sounds to an American here such as I wake up myself. Every time the subject is acting on itself, in Italian you must use a reflexive form. Let me explain what I mean using the verb lavare, to wash. If you want to say I wash my car, in Italian you simply say io lavo la mia auto. In this case, a reflexive construction is not needed since the action is not reflexive. In fact, the subject is io, and the object is my car, la mia auto. Two separate things, two different things. But if you want to say I wash myself, as you do in English, adding myself, you must use the reflexive pronoun mi in Italian. And you say io mi lavo. Why? Because the subject io, I, is carrying out the action expressed by the verb lavare, to wash, on itself. Unlike in English, let me repeat, a reflexive verb is used in Italian every time the subject is acting on itself. Let's take the verb wake up again. If you say, I wake up my daughter, io sveglio mia figlia, no reflexive pronoun is needed since the person I'm going to wake up is my daughter. So the object of my action is not myself, but somebody else. But if I simply say, I woke up, I implicitly mean that the person I'm going to wake up is me, nobody else. That's why in Italian this is expressed by a reflexive construction. Io mi sveglio. So you had the pronoun me because in English is implicit. I woke up. You don't say myself. It's implicit. In Italian you must use the reflexive pronoun. So io mi sveglio. And the reflexive pronoun makes clear that the subject io is acting on itself, me. Italian requires a reflexive verb even when the action performed by the subject refers back to the same subject but indirectly. Let me explain. In a sentence like, I wash my hands, the direct object of the action is my hands. But since the hands are part of me, I indirectly benefit from the action, nobody else. And it will be another thing if I say I wash his hands. So, in the first case, I wash my hands, the Italian requires a pronoun, a reflexive pronoun. So the result will be io mi lavo le mani. In the case you wash somebody else's hands, you simply say io lavo le sue mani and so on. Don't be intimidating because these verbs don't always have a reflexive English equivalent. Things are easier than they look. A reflexive verb is nothing else than a regular verb combined with a reflexive pronoun. In order to make a verb reflexive, you simply use a reflexive pronoun with that verb. So, for example, if you say io lavo, I wash, to make that verb reflexive, you have to add the pronoun mi that works with io, so it will be io mi lavo. What is the pronoun that works with tu? Is ti, so tu ti lavi, meaning you wash yourself. What about lui, lei, and lei formal? In this case, we have only one pronoun, that is si. So you just put si in front of the verb. So it would be lui, lei, and lei formal, si lava. What about noi? The pronoun is ci. So you have noi ci laviamo. So as you see, you just using a regular form of the verb, laviamo, but you place a reflexive pronoun in front. So the same thing will be for voi. What is the form of the verb for voi? Is lavate, no? Like equal, mangiate, and so on. And you simply put vi in front of that. So voi, vi lavate, you all wash yourself. And the last one is the pronoun for loro, and is si again. So loro si lavano. They wash themselves. So first you decide which reflexive pronoun to use. Then you conjugate the verb. For example, if you want to say, on Sunday, I wake up at noon, you must choose first the pronoun. And in this case, since it's I, io, you must choose me. Then you must conjugate the verb wake up. So you take the verb svegliare and you write sveglio. The result is la domenica mi sveglio a mezzogiorno. Let me give you another example. They wake up at 6. In this case, the pronoun is si, because si works with they. And then you conjugate the verb, so you have svegliano, and the result will be loro si svegliano alle 6. Now, reflexive verbs are shown in dictionary in their infinitive form, and they end in si. In order to make an infinitive reflexive form, you just must drop the final e of the infinitive form and add the pronoun si. For example, you want to make svegliare reflexive, it will be svegliarsi. You want to make lavare reflexive, it will be lavarsi, and so on. Almost every verb can become reflexive in Italian when you want to stress out the fact that an action carried out by the subject is performed on the same subject. For example, guardare. You know guardare. To watch. You can say, I watch TV. Io guardo la televisione. But you can also watch yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, for example. So in this case, the action has the same subject and direct object, I and myself, and so you say, io mi guardo, even without mirror, even without specchio. Io mi guardo. I look at myself, I watch myself. Even a verb like mangiare, to eat, or mordere, to bite, can be used in a reflexive form in expressions such as mi mangio or mi mordo le unghie. I eat or bite my nails. Since what I'm eating or biting are my nails, and my nails are part of me. So that's why Italian use a reflexive expression. Because if you just say, I eat nails, it sounds that you're eating somebody else's nails. So to make this clear, to make clear that you're eating or biting your nails, you must use the reflexive verb. As you have seen, the reflexive pronouns are placed before the conjugated verb. Mi sveglio, mi lavo. Mi is in front of the verb, sveglio and lavo. But if that verb occurs in its infinitive form, the infinitive drops the final E and the pronouns attached to it, to the end of the infinitive. Let me give you an example. I like to get up late. I like is mi piace. Then what you do? Since to get up is an infinitive form and you use an infinitive form in Italian after the verb piacere, mi piace to do something, so you take that verb, you drop alzare, you drop the last E, and you attach the pronoun there. So it will be mi piace alzarmi tardi. Late is tardi. If a form of potere, dovere, or volere precedes the infinitive, the reflexive pronoun may either attach to the infinitive or precede the entire verb phrase. Let me give you an example. I can, or must, or want to wash myself. So it would be in Italian, io posso, or devo, or voglio. And as I said, you can either attach to the infinitive, so in this case, lavarmi, so I attach the pronoun mi at the end of the infinitive lavare after I dropped the last E, or the pronoun can precede the entire verb phrase, so it means that the pronouns goes in front of potere, dovere, and volere, and the result is io mi posso, or devo, or voglio lavare. So in this case, remember that to keep lavare as it is. You don't have to touch it because you already put the pronoun in front of the verb potere, volere, and dovere.